My name is Luis de la Aguilera. I am the President and CEO of U.S. Century Bank. As the Chief Executive Officer of the bank, I'm responsible pretty much for the bank's operations, growth, strategic plans, all matters to do with the growth and profitability of the operation. When I joined the bank, I made a pledge to the board that in my first 100 days, I would be setting the tone for, I guess, the new management team. And so I've worked tirelessly with the team to analyze the bank, recognize the opportunities that this franchise had, and identify ways of doing things better, more efficiently, more profitably. So we are in the process of rewriting the bank's strategic plan. It will be presented to the board in December. And there are a lot of new initiatives and growth strategies that I am presenting as part of the new vision of the bank. When I was at the University of Miami, my intention was to study law. So I chose as an undergrad English because I thought it was a topic that I liked very much. It was a degree that I liked very much. It gave you hopefully very strong communication skills, writing skills. It was recommended by my advisors. But I was also working at the same time that I was studying. My last 2 years I was working with the State Department from 1980 to 82 during what was then the Mariel boat lift.
Oh, yeah.
And it was an amazing time. And I got very much caught up in the entire situation, working with the State Department. I was a very young man. I was given the opportunity to travel extensively throughout the country as part of the entire refugee resettlement program. And I was traveling widely from Chicago to Los Angeles to Detroit to Miami. We were all contract employees under the State Department at that point in time. So when everything started winding down, I had just graduated. I was still working with the State Department, and I found myself at a point that I had taken my LSATs. I was waiting. I had to wait almost a year before the application process, and I got a job in a bank. And it was going to be, for me, a temporary situation. And I ended up loving it.
Okay.
So I stayed the course in banking. As I said, when I joined U.S. Century, one of the first things that I did along with the management team was to analyze the bank's potential. And I noted that the bank had concentrated, like many banks in South Florida, probably even in the United States, was very concentrated on commercial real estate. We analyzed the portfolio, and we've identified a number of areas that we want to expand, and those include small business lending. We have a niche focus on professionals, especially the legal community. We identified that we had absolutely a large number of law firms banking with us, and we want to tap into its potential. We are also launching an initiative focused on homeowners associations, which we had a lot banking with us already, and we want to expand that or those relationships. When we did an analysis on that particular market, there's over 11,000 homeowners associations in Miami-Dade and Broward County. It's 27% of the entire Florida market, which holds billions of dollars in deposits. So, it's an area that we want to tap and expand. We have a very seasoned team, very committed, and everybody is working with a great sense of urgency. They're very excited about the new strategic changes and visions of the bank. And I feel confident that we will execute the plan. We will be as competitive, but the difference between one community bank and the other, I believe the key differentiation is in its people and their ability to execute the plan. And I believe that we've got very passionate bankers here, and they're very experienced also. And as they see these new strategies develop, they're going to be very clear, very time-bound, very supported by marketing. And plus, we've got a great bunch of clients to work from. I believe that if we tap into the client base that this bank has, which has been extremely loyal, we can double the numbers. We have a pretty expansive banking center network throughout Miami-Dade County. They're very well positioned. They geographically cover almost the entire county. And one of our new key strategies is that we are deploying into our banking centers, or we have deployed because it's already happened, senior basically corporate lending and business development people. We want to take the bank to the community instead of the community coming to like the corporate headquarters. So we're transitioning the banking centers from being retail to being really commercially focused and advisory. And I think that that's going to be a big differentiator between us and other community banks that use their banking centers more on the retail side. No, that means sitting down with a client and truly understanding their banking needs.
Oh, I see.
Instead of, this is not about just basic consumer products such as a credit card or whatnot. If a businessman or woman is asking for a large commercial loan, a large line of credit, they don't have to drive all the way to the center of the county in Doral. If they're in South Dade or in Coral Gables or in Aventura or even Hollywood or South Broward, we have a location where their banking needs can be fully met.